Back on CBS Sports HQ, as our draft coverage continues, it was a quarterback's day. 6 of the first 12 signal callers. Who will see success? Well, only time will tell. In studio now to talk winners and losers, Joe Musso alongside Brian Wilson, Rick Spielman, and the great Pete Prisco joining us as well. The Dean of Admissions, if you will, offering up grades all night long, but we're going to go pass-fail here. Pete, I'm coming to you first. Your biggest winner out of round 1, day 1 of the draft is who?
Well, I mean, when you look at the biggest winner, it's the 2 quarterbacks who nobody thought were going in the first round. They're the biggest winners. Michael Penix, I mean, he goes number 8 overall. There were a lot of people, and a lot of people in the league I talked to didn't think he was going to go in the first round. He goes 8 overall to the Atlanta Falcons. And then Bo Nix, another guy who a lot of people pegged as a 2nd rounder and maybe even a 3rd rounder, and he goes into the first round, number 12 overall to the Denver Broncos. So I think the 2 biggest winners are the 2 quarterbacks who most didn't have going in the first round. I thought they would, by the way, but there was a lot of surprised people around the league today.
I'm going to go with one big winner, Pete and Rick, our buddy Joe Musso, because he's a Bears fan.
Who, me?
Long-suffering Bears fan, and I have spent a lot of Sundays with you in the fall. I have seen you not quite as excited as you were for the first pick and the 9th pick. Caleb Williams, franchise quarterback. We know how Pete feels about Caleb. You are certainly okay with that. You've already purchased the 18 jersey. And then at number 9, Roma Dunze. They could have gone offensive tackle. They could have gone defensive line. They went with Roma Dunze, yet another weapon. They have DJ Moore. They got DeAndre Swift. The offensive line's in pretty good shape. They got Keenan Allen. They have Cole Kmet. This feels not like even your Bears team, but even like your dad's or your grandfather's Bears team. This team is ready to compete right away.
Yeah, no, and I liked what the Minnesota Vikings did. They went up and made sure they got J.J. McCarthy. I believe he fits what Kevin O'Connell wants to do. Pete's making faces behind me on the big wall. It's very distracting. But I really liked what they did was they went up and got Dallas Turner, who I thought was the most talented edge rusher in this draft. They lost to Neil Hunter. This is definitely going to help replace that.
You know, Pete only agreed to be here because we told him he'd get to call somebody a loser. So, Pete, let's get to your favorite exercise of the night here. The other side of that winning coin is the biggest loser. Who takes that for you?
By the way, Rick, they just exorcised the demons from the GMs of past tonight, the Minnesota Vikings did. That's what they did. No, the biggest loser is the 49ers to me. And look, I get it. They've done a great job of building their roster. Trey Lance aside, they've really had some good drafts. But I don't understand the pick of Ricky Pearsall in the first round. Yeah, he's a good player. Probably could have got him in the 2nd round if you wanted to move back up. But here's the problem. What does that tell you? What are they doing with Brandon Ayuk? You already have Ayuk. You have Samuel. Juwan Jennings is there. You have receivers. You have Kittle. How many passes can you throw? I don't understand this pick at all. I think there were better options if you did want to take a receiver like Ladd McConkey. I think the 49ers, to me, are the losers of the night.
So I think it's interesting, Pete, because you mentioned Michael Penix Jr. as your winner. I think Michael Penix Jr. is a winner in the fact that he was one of the earlier picks than what most people expected, except for Pete, going 8 overall. But for me, Rick, he was a loser along with the other quarterback in that building, named Kirk Cousins. 4 years, $180 million, $90 million guaranteed. You signed Kirk Cousins to a huge deal back in the day in Minnesota, and it turns out, according to reports, he didn't even know they were going to take a quarterback until he got a call while the Falcons were on the clock. They had told him, apparently, that they would take a quarterback later in the draft. They take him at 8. This feels like a weird dynamic when you bring in this franchise player and 36-year-old Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting quarterback room now that you got the 8th overall pick sitting next to a guy you gave a 4-year gazillion-dollar deal to. So I didn't understand that pick. I think a lot of people are a little confused. I like the Ricky Pearsall pick better than I like the Michael Penix Jr. pick. So, Pete, I'm going to disagree with you on that. And Ricky Pearsall is going to be a heck of a receiver in this league. My biggest loser was the defensive players. Yeah. Latu did not go until the 15th pick overall to the Indianapolis Colts. This just tells you that it is a offense-driven league. You have to have quarterbacks. You have to have guys that protect. You have to have guys that catch the ball. So all the defensive players, like last year, we didn't see the receivers go. There was a run on them late 20s. This year it was the defense that didn't go till late in the first round.
8 of our first 10 picks were quarterbacks or wide receivers. That is where this class has put the premium. We will see what the days to come look like, but those are your winners and losers from day one. And don't forget the conversation always continuing on With the First Pick. Ryan and Rick taking you pick by pick, round by round, all the information, news, and notes you need. You know, they did the comps, they've chewed the tape, now reaction. Download, subscribe, and enjoy With the First Pick.